when there was doubt. I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall, and did it my.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause for legends of the stage and screen, Chad Krause and Basil Shaw III. Chad Krause and Basil Shaw III.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Laura,
Can we get the house lights
up for a second?
Hi. I'm sorry. I'm Seth.
I'm Danny. We know that you guys came to see Basil and Chad.
I mean, they're
obviously.
amazing. They really are. Well, they're understudies.
Yeah.
They both called in, first time ever.
Terrible car accident.
Terrible car accident. They weren't involved, but they were witnesses. And they had to stay. You know, the CHP, they're like that sometimes. They'll just hold you there for hours.
I mean, Chad and Basil had never missed a show before. So.
Yeah, but they always come together in the same car.
Yeah.
That's how it happens. But we, as you know, we have memorized all of their hundreds of plays. They've done a bunch of them.
Yeah, hundreds. 200.
200. To be precise, that's how many hundreds.
Yeah. So, you know, obviously they didn't tell us what they were going to perform, but we
they like to choose their play the day of.
The last minute.
Last minute.
So what we thought we would do is we would get a suggestion from you of the location of like your favorite Basil and Chad play.
Yeah.
And we just do that one.
Yeah. So can you just shout out some locations that you've seen them fit on the stage? Hot.
Stationary space.
Vineyard.
The vineyard one. Where was that? Where was it in the vineyard? That vineyard one.
What? Yeah, it was. I remember it was in a vineyard. It specifically took place in a certain room.
In a certain room or play location in the vineyard.
Well, there was actually 2 rooms in that one, wasn't there?
Yes.
It was the barrel room, the tasting room and the barrel room. Yes.
Okay, great. So we'll do that one.
Yeah, because we didn't know what play it was, we'll show you now what the staging would have looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just describe it for you on the stage. The stage is split into 2 different sets, right along the middle. This half is the barrel room, where there are large casks of wine, and this half is a tasting area.
And the casks, is that the word?
Yes.
The casks, they're huge and they're big and they're right here and they're on top of each other. There's 2 here and 2 here, and there's one little window up around here that's having some light shaft going in. That's like sort of sunrise or early morning kind of light.
There's a small table right at the front with 1 chair that has a few wine glasses and bottles on it.
There's also an old radio that's at the edge of this table, just old, and it's a radio.
In the other room is another table. It's actually full, has a bunch of different tables in it. This is the primary one that has 2 chairs next to it. The table itself is very weathered, it looks handmade, and it's all wood, but it's made of wood planks that resemble the wine casks.
And there's a doorway in between the 2 sets, or the outline of a doorway, and a door actually, that is right here.
Yes. On this side, you can see the outline of an archway that looks out onto the vineyard, and you can make out the backdrop on it, which is painted all of the vines. You can see them going off into the distance.
And there are many wines on a display here, many different kinds of wines, and then there's sort of a bar area here with glasses and a spittoon, spit jar thing.
Yes.
It's crystals, very nice crystal spit jars.
Yes. Above the bar star is a painting, a very nice oil painting of a very elderly couple that are holding themselves very romantically, standing in the vineyard.
And they're sort of covered in wine. Purple. Yeah. And curtain. Stupid radio. Jesus Christ. Dumb thing.
Rick!
Yeah,
Richard!
I'm in the barrel room.
Where?
What?
Where?
I'm in the barrel room.
There's lots of rooms with barrels!
I'm in the one off the tasting room, Jeffrey.
Well, why didn't you say?
Jesus Christ.
There you are.
This damn radio is not working.
What are you fiddling with the radio?
Well, I want to listen to some music while I drink. That's what I like to do, Jeffrey.
Two things. One, you're not supposed to be drinking. You're supposed to be checking that wine. Number two, why does a radio why does music need to play while you're tasting wine?
Did you futz with this radio?
Of course I futz with the radio.
Jeffrey, don't futz with my radio.
All you play is Spanish music.
Well, that's because they make the best wine.
What?
The Spanish is the best vineyard makers. They make the best vineyards, and therefore they make the best wine.
That makes no sense. Why are you even in the barrel room? You're supposed to be in the tasting room. Tasting in the tasting room, the wine's in the barrel room. You're not even listening to me, are you?
Not responding to you anymore.
You're not responding?
I'm not responding to you, Jeffrey.
I'm not responding. I'm just gonna open this 42 by myself.
You know, that's what my radio used to do, what you're doing right now.
What's that? It's the smell of a blush.
Is that a Chablis?
Maybe it is, maybe it's not.
You open a Chablis? Jeffrey, did you open a Chablis?
Do it! Yes, it's open and it's a Chablis. Can you not see? Yes, I opened a Chablis. I opened a Chablis. Even the word, it wants to be open. Chablis. It makes me do that when I say it. That's how I want it to be open.
I was saving that Chablis. I was saving it for an important occasion. I can't believe you're just drinking that Chablis right now. I cannot believe it.
Why not? I know you used to do that.
Yes, I know I used to do that.
You used to talk to the wine. Before Dad let you drink, you used to talk to it.
Yeah, well, somebody had to talk to it.
Get your glass. Pour yourself some champagne.
Okay. How's it going? I'm gonna drink you. said we wouldn't open a Chablier unless there's a very important reason to open a Chablier. Beyond that it's a Chablier.
I told you, that doesn't make you look more distinguished. You don't need glasses.
A vineyard owner should wear glasses.
Why?
A vineyard owner should be refined and should wear glasses and should never burp in public. Those are the 3 rules that I've always told you.
What? Where did these rules come from?
From very old places. From vineyards past.
Vineyards past?
From the owners of vineyards past, it's been passed down from the past. Now will you let me get to this, Jeffrey? You're a sommelier. This is a certificate for a sommelier position.
Yes.
I didn't even know that you were in classes for sommelier.
I know you think I've been ducking out at night to see Marie, but no,
I thought that you were ducking out to see Marie. I thought you were engaging in many nefarious, often sexual deviances. I thought many things.
Wait, nefarious and often sexual? What are the other nefarious things that aren't sexual?
You can be nefarious without being sexual. They can be mutually exclusive.
Brother, this means I can leave.
Leave for, yes, well, you're free to leave the vineyard and attend a class or...
No, not attend a class. Leave. I can go. I can go to Paris.
Paris?
Yeah, that's what I've told you. I've always wanted to be a sommelier in one of the Parisian vineyards. I want to get out there where I want to show them that Americans aren't stupid about wine. I want to go back there and show them what we know we're talking about.
Paris.
Yes, Paris. I mean, the city of lights, the adventure. It's not the same old vineyard. It's not the same old vines.
Jeffrey, it's dangerous in Paris. There's people that will hurt you and knife you and attempt to rape you.
What? Who's going to rape me in Paris?
Urban centers.
Gay Paris is a myth, all right?
You know what is not a myth is violence Paris, which means violent Paris. Now, come now, sir. Come now, Jeffrey, sir. I am your older brother, and you...
I'm going to fix your radio for you before I go. That's what I'm going to do.
Before you go, it's not like you're leaving tonight for Paris.
I'm leaving tomorrow morning. You always get your transistors twisted. That's the problem. You turn the knobs too much. Did you move the tools?
Yes. I moved them behind the barrel 234. I suspected that you were futzing with my radio, and I wanted to hide them so you would be unable to do so.
You know there are other tools in the world. That's not the only tools in the world.
Well, you know what there's only one of in the world is a brother to me. So, how about that transition?
You are being incredibly selfish about this.
I am?
You are!
I am!
You are!
This painting...
Put your arm down, you look like a Nazi.
This painting
Yes.
is of Grandmama and Grandpapa.
Yes! I know that!
And it symbolizes their love of wine. But also...
And each other, they're...
Exactly! And each other, Jeffrey. And a family.
Well, that's easy to say by the older brother who's gutting the vineyard.
I'm gutting the vineyard because...
You were born first.
Yes.
Does that seem fair to you? Just because you came out of a tube before the next guy, you get more stuff?
I don't understand what you're saying exactly. You're saying I'm gutting?
No, you're not gutting the vineyard. You're getting the vineyard.
Getting!
Receiving.
That's what you said, gutting. And
Why would I gut?
I don't know!
Why would you gut the vineyard?
I have no idea! That's why I asked you.
You're gonna realize your dream. And I get to sit by and watch you realize your dream.
No, you don't sit by. You clean the tables and speak to the customers and tell them about wines.
So I speak to the customers while you sit on your ass and speak to the wine. Is that what you want me to do?
That's the way it's always been, Jeffrey. There's safety in that. There's no rapes or
Maybe there should be. Or maybe there already has been. Because you know what? My dream is being raped. Okay, that's a little extreme. I'm sorry. But I'm going. Going in the morning.
You're also taking the Chevalier.
I think you've talked to enough wine today.
Stupid radio! Jeffrey, will you? I thought Jeffrey was still here. Yeah. This is the last day of the vineyard. What's that you say? You're sad, so am I. I'm sad too. That's not going to prevent me from drinking you. wish there was another room over here that I could... Nice beret.
Look, I know it's your vineyard. Can I come in? I don't want to intrude.
Well, you've already come in one room, so I
There's a
don't...
door here.
You didn't ask for permission to come in that
That's
room.
more of an archway. It's kind of... It's very inviting.
Yes, you can come in, but there's only one chair. I'm not going over there to bring a chair into this room. Don't you dare bring that chair. Don't you dare bring that chair in this room, Jeffrey. I'm still your older brother.
All right, I'll just put it here outside the door.
You don't have an accent, that's surprising.
I didn't become French.
Thought they would teach you the way they do things.
They
Like
did.
Speak English in a French accent.
Why would I want to speak English?
I don't know, I've never been to Paris!
You drinking right out the casks now?
Yes, it doesn't matter. Haven't you heard? We're shutting down after today.
That's why I came. That's why I heard. Why? What's going on?
Ironically, somebody tried to rob me here. Had the knife point, and it was scary, and then they took everything, and that's the story.
What do you mean everything?
They took most of the wine and signs, and they took many of our glasses. I had this in my pocket. They cleaned me out.
How many people were there?
There was just one guy. He was very tall, and he had his...
Stop saying they! There was only one person!
I was so disoriented at the time. I thought there might be more than one, but it was dark and there were shadows. So I thought at first there were shadows that made it multiple people. Then the lights came on. He turned the lights on, and it turned out it was one guy, but he was very tall and his muscles were glistening.
So one very tall, glistening, muscled man came and robbed everything from the vineyard.
At night point!
At night point.
Well, maybe they don't have knives in France, but they are frightening.
I understand what a knife is. I just don't understand how one person can simultaneously hold you at knife point and yet load all of this onto a truck.
Don't marginalize my experience.
Why don't you just make more? The vines are still good. I can see them. They're perfect.
After the man left, he gutted the vineyard. He brought hose and they just gutted it all out. They put that on trucks and they lifted all that away.
Who robbed you, John Henry? What are you even talking about? This is madness.
Well, it's my madness. A madness that you haven't experienced, because my brother's been far away in a far-off land, filled with orange groves and peach trees and whatever.
You're just reinforcing the fact that you've never been to France.
So what? You're here to rub it in. You're here.
I do not. I'm here to find out what happened.
I think I've been very clear.
very snooty and pretentious, and they kept playing tricks on me.
What kind of tricks? Like,
I don't want to talk about it.
Come on, Jeffrey, I'm your older brother.
Have you ever taste-tested Frenchmen's piss?
Have I ever taste-tested Frenchmen's piss?
Yes. No, you haven't.
I've never done that. What kind of tricks did they play on me?
I'm beginning to see how we got it out with one knife. It wasn't the dream I thought it was. This is the dream I want to have.
The night you left, I was inconsolable. I cried in here, and then I cried in there. I tried to recreate the painting with just me. I covered myself in wine.
The painting wasn't just... Okay.
I didn't know what I was doing, Jeffrey. I just knew that I missed you. But you can't just come waltzing back in here on your French horse and hop back in my life. I've moved on.
To what?
To closing the vineyard.
You can't. This vineyard has been in our family for 4 generations.
I'm going to open up a cheese shop.
You don't know anything about making cheese. Literally anything about... You... I remember the time in 4-H. You remember that?
Oh, come on. Yes, I remember the time in 4-H.
They asked you to make cottage cheese. And what did you do? You made a Lincoln log house and filled it with cheese. Saying, this is cheese in a cottage. That's what you told me.
It's not like they gave me a sheet of directions. It just said cottage cheese. So cottage cheese and cheese in general is not my first love. It's something that I will do.
Don't do that. Don't turn into Dad.
It's something that I will do.
Do not do that.
I will open a cheese.
Stop it. Stop it.
I will open a cheese.
Stop it.
It's something that I will do.
Stop that! Like, look, great. I turned into Mom. That's right. Thanks. That's what I'm saying. Mom and Dad, they didn't want this vineyard. Dad wanted to escape it. He had another dream. He had something else. But he...
Writing pamphlets, yes, I know.
It was a silly dream, but it was his dream. And we never supported him.
Yes, well, it's a funny thing about support. When you need it most, you wish your brother was there to give it. You left me, and there's literally nothing that you can do to change my mind.
To change your mind to what?
About closing the vineyard. What do you think we're talking about?
You can't close the vineyard.
things inside and then open up my cheese shop.
You're gonna regret this. This isn't a decision you could just make lightly. Those vines are gonna die if you don't take care of them.
And most of them have been gutted.
You're never gonna forgive me, are you?
Highly unlikely.
Fine, you know what? If you want to open your cheese shop, you open your cheese shop. Alright? And you just find out how tough it is out there.
I'll find out how tough it is in here.
11th grade. Your 11th grade. Not mine. Tina Wookerstein. Remember? You know the name. Junior prom. You wanted to ask her out. I know you did. You talked about it every day, for weeks. You wanted to ask her to junior prom. It was your big chance. She was going to leave. She wasn't going to stay for her senior year. She was going abroad. This was your last chance to get her. And what did you do? You sat outside of her homeroom and watched as Adam Barnes asked her out. You sat there and let someone else have your dream. Someone else have what you wanted.
Well, I think a more apt analogy or moral is that I wanted to ask her, but somehow needed you to do it. And maybe even I asked you to do it for me, and then you spat on me, and you went to France.
Good luck with your cheese shop.
Good luck with your mini French ponies, or whatever they ride on in between towns over there.
Never been to France! And those are Shetland.
Don't go, Jeffrey.
During the break, the set has been reconfigured. These are now a wall of cheeses instead of wines. This barrel room is now smaller. The barrels are smaller, but there are still barrels within here.
And on the painting, it's the same painting, but they're covered in cheese. Jeffrey. Seems age has been kinder to your back than mine.
I've got pins.
Pins.
I can't really bend over.
Are you? Is it really you? Are you really here?
I think so. Is it me?
Well, I've imagined this day for so long.
Yes, it's me, I think.
May I touch you to make sure?
I'm not sure what that would confirm.
You mean me touching you?
You've never really memorized my body parts.
I thought that if you were a ghost or some kind of vision
that's
that
spiritual.
that my hand go through you.
I thought you believed me an imposter.
No. Although they do come. It seems like every other Monday, someone's coming in here with a knife, trying to rob me of everything.
Do they try and convince you they're me? Because I don't know how they would the knife work. Like, do they come in? I'm your brother. Give me your things.
Sorry, that an imposter of you, an imposter in general, as if they are somebody that does not belong here.
That's more of an intruder, though. I mean, imposter states that there is something, there is a poster of which they are an
Imposter, yes. That clearly is the etymology of that word. Look at us jumping right back into the swing of things with each other after so many years.
I had trouble making it down the road. Those dairy cows just wander around out there now.
Yes, well, no one's traveled that road in many moons. I also got rid of my calendar, so I'm not sure how long it's been, and I looked to the moon to tell me seasonal changes.
How do you work deliveries? That seems like an incredibly inefficient system.
Well, I don't like deliveries because they'll try to steal from me. The world is a dangerous place. That's something that's been hammered into me over and over. Through robbings and people yelling at me, tempted knifings. You look posh. Is that a three-piece suit?
It's 4-piece.
Where's the fourth piece?
I can't tell you. It's very complicated. Look. I came back to apologize.
That is funny.
I'm very serious. I came here to apologize. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for a lot of things. Sorry for leaving. I'm sorry for sending a large muscular man to rob you.
What did you say?
I'm sorry for leaving.
After that, you said something after that?
It's a 4-piece suit.
No, that was before that. You said you're sorry for paying a muscular man to rob me.
Yes. Yes, that's true.
The man that put me out of business, that closed the vineyard.
I didn't know he would keep coming back. I only sent him here to scare you a bit, to make you see that there's danger everywhere, because I wanted you to join me in Paris. But I didn't realize how much of a simpleton you were, that you would allow one man with a knife to rob an entire vineyard.
Maybe if you had hired someone a little shorter, it wouldn't have been so scary.
Why would I wanted you to be scared. Why would I send someone short to rob you?
Put him in a nice suit or something that really didn't convey so much anger.
I knew you loved gladiator movies when we were children. I figured I'd send a big muscular man.
So
He was just supposed to frighten you.
let me review. First, you leave me to go to Paris, and then you send someone to rob me, thereby sending my whole life on a spiral in one terrible, sad, lonely direction.
You've got a cheese shop here.
Cheese shop no one comes to, cows no one milks.
How do you make the cheese?
I spent all the money refurbishing the painting.
Is she covered in Gouda?
Yes.
What? Oh, that hurts. Why?
I can't believe you did this. I cannot believe you. And it's funny because when you just left me, I was unwilling to forgive you. And it's like you've done now something that's 10 times worse than that.
Well, if you're not going to forgive me for the first thing, why should... I couldn't make it any worse.
I have something to tell you. You know those pee testing, taste tests? I paid them to do that. I was hoping that you'd see the better of your ways and come back, which I suppose you did. But then I just was so angry with you, I could not forgive you.
Oh, you have no idea how terrible French urine tastes. You can taste the arrogance. How could you do that to me?
I love you.
I love you too. I'm sorry. That's why I sent a man here to scare you, not rob you for 20 years straight. But once he got in, he couldn't stop.
I wish you had called him and just put the stop order on him.
I was frightened of him too.
Oh, if Grandmama and Grandpapa could see us now, huh? They'd see a couple of idiots in a cheese shop. And you know I've never gotten this damn radio to work. I keep futzing with it.
There's mozzarella in it.
I thought it would work like glue. How stupid of me. How stupid of us. Do you remember when we were little and we'd run around in the vineyards together, playing Chutes and Ladders?
14 before I realized that was a board game.
You would always run about so haphazardly and willy-nilly. I was always so afraid you'd get hurt. That the cruel realities of the world would come crashing down upon you in a violent and terrible way. I guess I was a dark child. But it came out of love, Jeffrey. I loved you, and I wanted to protect you. I failed.
I made it this long. And you survived quite a few robberies. I'd say you kept a bottle. You have the strength to open it?
My right side had a stroke a few years ago. I could lift things and put them down, but I think the torque involved in opening the bottle might be too much for this part of me.
I'll hold the bottle. It's a very tall bottle.
I'd like to propose something, Jeffrey. I'd like to propose that we go on to Paris. I know it's a little late, but I've lived my dream long enough. It's time to support yours.
I've seen Paris.